Good day, everyone. So for today's lecture, I will discuss the nematode Strongyloides Stercoralis. So at the end of the lecture, the students will be able to explain what is Strongyloides Stercoralis, to describe its life cycle, to identify its effect on humans and its symptoms, and to know what can be done to prevent the strongyloidiasis infection. So Strongyloides stercoralis, also known as the threadworm, is a human pathogenic parasitic roundworm causing the disease of strongyloidiasis. This is one of the smallest parasites known to infect humans. It is broadly distributed in tropical and subtropical areas across the globe. So its characteristics. So Strongyloides stercoralis has a two larval form, the diagnostic form and infective form. Its diagnostic form is a rhabditiform larva. It has a short mouth, double bulb esophagus diagnostic stage, and its infective form is filariform larva. It has longer and slender, short mouth, and cylindrical esophagus infective stage. It enters the body of the human host through the skin. So Strongyloides stercoralis have a similar morphology and hookworm, but Strongyloides rhabditiform larvae has a short buccal cavity than in hookworm. In the filariform stage can also be distinguished by their different esophagus. As you can see in the figure, it has the Strongyloides has a cylindrical esophagus. And the female filariform larvae, which is males are thought to be non-parasitic, are slender and fast-moving, and being approximately 50 micrometer in diameter and between 350 to 600 micrometer in length. And then the rhabditiform larvae are shorter and slower. It has 60 micrometer in diameter and between 250 to 300 micrometer in length. Strongyloides stercoralis stages of development. In figure number 1, it is an adult female parasitic worm. It is rarely seen in the stool specimen as it matures and lives inside the intestine. It is one of the smallest known parasites to infect human, approaching a length of 2 mm. And then the second figure is a rhabditiform larvae. Notice the rhabditoid esophagus towards the top end with a club-shaped interior portion and a short buccal cavity, a constriction in the middle and a bulb posteriorly. And the third figure is a filariform larva, longer and skinnier than a rhabditiform stage. So, Strongyloids egg is oval shaped and thin-shelled, resembling the eggs of hookworm, lying anteroposteriorly in a single file, 5 to 10 in each uterus of female. It is transparent and 50 to 58 micrometer in length and 30 to 34 micrometer in width. As soon as the eggs are laid, the larvae start hatching and bore their way out of the mucous membrane into lumen from where they are passed in the feces. Strongyloides stercoralis has a very unique and complex life cycle. It alternates between free-living and parasitic cycles and has the potential to cause auto-infection and multiply within the host. So it is one of the characteristics of Strongyloides stercoralis that other nematodes do not possess. So its free-living cycle starts from the large intestine. Rhabditiform larvae are excreted in the stool. It either develop into free-living adults, males and females, or they undergo direct development to become infective filariform larvae. And then free-living adult worms mate and females produce fertilized embryonated eggs. Rhabditiform larvae hatch from these eggs and either develop into filariform larvae or into another generations of free living adults. And its parasitic cycle begins with the filariform larvae penetrate the human host skin. The circulatory system allows the larval to travel to the lungs and penetrate the alveolar spaces. They are transported to the pharynx, eventually swallowed, and reach the small intestine. Then the larvae molt twice to become adult female worms. These female worms produce eggs that become deposited in the intestinal mucosa. Once they hatch, the new rhabditiform larvae travel to the lumen. From there, they are either pass in the stool or cause autoinfection. So when we say autoinfection, in autoinfection, rhabditiform larvae develop into filariform larvae, which may penetrate the intestinal mucosa or may penetrate the skin of the perineal area. In both cases, after subsequent penetration, the larvae follow the normal life cycle, again heading to the lungs and eventually to the small intestine. Its pathogenic effects in human. Strongyloides Stercoralis is primarily a human parasite. However, patent infections with parasitic females have been detected in other primates like chimpanzees, monkey, etc. Also domestic dogs and cats. Strongyloidiasis is a disease caused by Strongyloides stercoralis. It is a primary species that accounts the human disease. Classified as a soil-transmitted helminth, this means that the primary mode of infection is through contact with soil that is contaminated with free-living larvae. When the larvae come in contact with skin, they are able to penetrate and it migrate through the body, eventually finding their way to the small intestine where they burrow and lay their eggs. The risk of infection is associated with hygiene, making children especially vulnerable to the infection. So its symptoms is that you'll suffer from abdominal pain, bloating, heartburn, diarrhea, and constipation, dry coat, and skin rashes. So, so if you think you might have these symptoms, first see your healthcare provider, and it's best to diagnose with a blood test, and microscopic examination of stool is another option for diagnosis, and take safe and effective drugs that is available to treat infection. And the best way to prevent strongyloids infection is to wear shoes when you are walking in soil, avoid contact with fecal matter or sewage, proper hygiene, proper sewage disposal, and fecal management. That's all. Thank you for listening. God bless and take care of yourself. Thank you.